Hello everyone. So we're gonna start working on the first lab of dashboard in a day. So the first thing that you need to do is go to your email, the email that you receive either from me or from Data Martin or from Microsoft, and you're gonna see the download button. So this is something that you should have done before, but if you haven't done it so far, please go ahead. If you have the link, it probably will be shared in the during the call. So go ahead and with this, click this link. This will take you, right? Let's just accept things. So this will take you to the Microsoft Learn website. This is a very useful place to go and learn about anything that Microsoft has to offer. It's a very complete, generous website. I recommend you to explore, not only for Power BI, but for Fabric or for anything. So this is just the setup place. And we're gonna start with the first part, which is the introduction and prerequisites for Power BI. So make sure that everything is working and we get familiar with Power BI. So after that, we're gonna move through the different learning path modules, the learning path modules. But let's start from the beginning and let's go with the first of them all. So you go ahead and read. It has a introduction to Power BI and what is it, how does it fit in the Microsoft ecosystem. So this it speaks about the course that it focuses mainly on Power BI desktop, and to do so, that of course the first prerequisite is to actually install Power BI desktop application. If you have done it, you can skip, unless one thing that you should check is that you make sure you have the latest version. So there are different ways of knowing if you have the latest version, but if you haven't installed it from the Microsoft Store, it always maintains it with the latest version. If you do a manual download and install, make sure that you have the latest one. One way to do it is just to check version, so download the latest one and override the current version. So the first thing you need to know is if you haven't installed it, if your system is compatible. So you can go through the different prerequisites, download it, and go through the installation. This is like a regular installation. If you that anything that you do when installing Windows, that's another prerequisite, right? You need to have a Windows computer. If you have a Mac, you're out of luck. So there's Microsoft is moving more toward like a SaaS offering where you can do all your reports at the service. That means on the PowerBI.com website. But this is more covered doing as a Fabric component. If for today's workshop we're focusing on the traditional Power BI offering that requires desktop and a Windows computer. So the next part is after you install, you can open it and go through a quick tour, go through the steps of this lab so you'll get familiar with the components. So when we get into the more advanced labs, you'll get there faster. So once you're done, you go through everything. This walks you through the download process. So make sure that you download the starter files. So you click there. Probably we're gonna get a download. Yep, there they are. They're being downloaded. Once they're downloaded, extract them all. And you can extract it anywhere, but just to make it 100% compatible with this course, you can download it in the root directory. Not something that I always recommend, but in this case, just you can download it there and remove it later, or download it somewhere else that you feel more comfortable. but you have to adjust your preferences of the future workshops. So when we go open, we can do an extract all, and if we follow exactly the reference, I think is yes, to dashboard in a day. So we extract them, and there they are, right? So there you have already the slides of today's course, and the data and the reports, the starting reports that you're going to need for this workshop. So let's move this aside for a second, and let's see what other things are happening. Yes, make sure that you have both the data and the reports folder, as we see it here in my example. And yes, and go through the files just to have a good understanding of what we're dealing with. And by the end of the class, you'll build this report. Look how amazing, it looks great. Okay, so let's go to the knowledge check. You do this yourself. I'm not gonna show the answers, but what does it say? Which ribbon allows you to add shapes to a report? Okay. How do you extract a file? And which ribbon tab shows all the most common operations used? Yeah, so let's go through that. Let's answer that and check and learn from your good answers and from your mistakes. And I believe that this is the summary, but if I don't answer, it doesn't let me continue. So make sure you answer this. So this is going to be all for the lab 0. Okay. Thank you.